Can you say that question again?
Yeah. So,
Are you a father? Where are your children? Yeah. So I can see you guys afterwards and we can have that discussion. No, it's an important question. He's saying, and it's usually always the fathers or the mothers asking the speakers, how can these people sitting next to me respect me or treat us better, right? So the bottom line is, in Islam, you're really held accountable for your actions after the age of puberty. So pretty much the love that your parents give you, the conditioning they give you, the respect they try to engender within you, if you, the moment you start acting against them and against their wishes and against their will, and it's not in, if they're not telling you to do something that's not displeasing or outside of the realms of Islam, you're bound to obey them and to respect them. On the other hand, I also say to the parents that we parents, because I have two boys, we have to make ourselves respect worthy. And what that means is that the consistency with which we behave, the message that we give, in raising Omar and Ahmed, subhanAllah, they're helping us to raise them. Because they show us displeasure at certain things if we show inconsistency in our messaging. If we say something and we don't do it. If we ask something of them and then we do it differently. So it's a two-way street. And what we ask is for the children, inshallah, to try to understand that it's a difficult thing to be a parent in the 21st century, a lot of stresses, a lot of pressures, but also it's important for parents to understand that the children are not always trying to disrespect you. It's the American, my mother says it's in the water, it's the American style of talking and cussing and arguing. And so as long as you look at that and say, you know what, it's not disrespect, I should spend more time explaining my position. I grew up in a time when you didn't ask anything. You didn't talk back, you didn't smile back, you didn't anything back. And that's how we grew up. But my sons are telling me that that's not going to cut it for them. It's not sufficient for them for me to say we will not do something and then not explain why we will not do something. So I think it takes a lot of energy, and inshallah both of you, the children and the parents, inshallah, will make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to really help each understand the other and do your best to bring your hearts closer together, inshallah. And may Allah make it easy on all of you. It's not a very easy situation, but clearly it's not an impossible situation because you have a lot of good families, a lot of good children and good parents, inshallah, that are both rising to the level of good parenting and also being good children. So that was a good question from the father, inshallah. Yes, sister. Yeah, okay. All right, so the question the sister was asking is, there's a lot of things that could cause your iman to go down, your faith to go down. And so how can you boost your faith and how can you sort of get, like a recharge, if you will? Well, subhanAllah, the hadith of Hanzala radiallahu anhu tells us that the companions were human beings just like us. And so Hanzala radiallahu anhu went to the Prophet, went to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu one time and said, Hanzala has become a hypocrite. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq told him, what are you talking about? Why are you saying that? He said, because when I'm with the Prophet ﷺ and he's explaining to us about Islam and talking to us about Jannah and about hellfire, then I'm all conscious about that and my thoughts are about that. And my iman, the level of my faith is very strong. But when I leave the company of the Prophet ﷺ and I join my family and I join all of get involved in my daily affairs, then my iman starts to waver. And so both of them agreed that this was an issue. They went to the Prophet ﷺ and he reminded them that there truly is, that the human beings are truly unable to maintain consistently strong faith. So there'll be issues that cause us to go down and things that cause us to go back up. One way to prevent that is to always maintain a routine. So some people's routine is to pray a lot of nawafil prayers. So if they get into a bind, they're really depressed or they're very sad about something, they will make wudu, go and stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pray. Now clearly for sisters, if it's time that you're unable to pray, then you're still able to read at least the translations of the Quran. So you can definitely go and draw inspiration from the Quran. You can read the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or even the lives of the companions. The whole idea is to mentally have a place where you can go that's a good place. So no matter what challenges occur, you can say, I'm going to go to my good place. And the good place may be a memory of some beautiful memory about Islam that you have, either from the history, from the life of Prophet, the life of any of the people we talked about, or in your family. Some good place that you can go to psychologically, and that'll help you, inshallah, to have a stronger faith. Right? Jazakallah khair. So Sister Yasmin is making her way, inshallah, to the convention center, so it's not too much longer. And we really appreciate those of you guys who've hung around, because she's really, mashallah, a very powerful speaker and truly a knowledgeable sister. So we're really glad that she's making it here. And so we're just using time to benefit with each other, inshallah. If there's anything else, any comments they want to make about the conference so far, any reactions you have, anything we can benefit from, the organizers are listening, and they'll take note of that, inshallah. Oh, sorry, yes. Okay, so as the president of Dr. Zahid was saying, so the goal is they're trying to have regional efforts. So this one tends to be the annual conference, and it has been held here probably for about the last 6-7 years in Hartford. But we've had previous conferences in Baltimore. We've had it in Cleveland, Ohio. So we've moved them around for the annual convention. But the regional conferences are the best placed. And they're also a very grassroots effort. So if there's enough community members, members of the General Assembly who get together and say, we would like to have a regional conference, and that's one way to bring it to your area. Yeah, jazakallah khair. Yes, sister. So the sister was making an observation that when the Quran burning controversy came about, in her assessment, she thinks it might actually be one other way for more people to question why is this person trying to burn the Quran, and it may actually make them go back and read and actually learn about the Quran. So this is interesting, and that's exactly kind of what happened after September the 11th, was that a lot of people wanted to create fear in the hearts and minds of the American people, and they ended up, basically pushing more American people to go online, to order Qurans, to go purchase Qurans, to receive free Qurans. So Allah knows best how these things happen, and He has His way of working through things. And what may appear to us a tragedy or a lost opportunity may actually become, or a challenge may actually become an opportunity. And so it's a good way of looking at it, mashallah. Jazakallah khair. Yeah. So the sister was asking if Surah Al-Fatiha is the first surah in the Quran, then why wasn't it revealed first? So one of the things we try to tell people, give me a thumbs up when she's, okay. So we're going to start to wind down. Jazakallah khair, welcome. Well, why don't you just come up? Yeah, so she asked me, why don't you just come to the stage, inshallah. There's steps here. So I'll just close out as Sister Yasmin is here. So basically the Quran is not a chronological book, and its organization and its ordering was literally dictated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the way He wanted it. So those are the opening verses, and that's the reason that they are in the front. It's a form of a dua, but it's not a book that you can just pick up in chapter 1, talks about this, then it leads to chapter 2. No. Basically the ordering was done by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we've never quite understood why the passages and the verses of the Quran were ordered in the way they were. But all we know is that the most often repeated verses are in the Fatiha, and that's the opening chapter. All right? Good question.